You know, I'm actually enjoying Hayden and Jack's teaming up. I knew I would. Because the two of them teaming up against Valentine is the best thing that could ever happen. I'm going to tell you that right now. I have a feeling that part of the reason Jax is teaming up with her is because A, he don't like Valentine. B, he probably wants to get Valentine away from Nina, of course. And of course, Hayden wants to take him down because of what he did to Nicholas, I'm assuming. That's her interest in it. Plus, she really did care about Spencer, so it's probably revenge, for what he did to Nick. I like it. I definitely do. I like this little partnership that they had, what I like to call the unholy alliance. Hopefully, it works. Because Valentine, he was so damn smug today with Lulu. Like, basically telling her that since Dante isn't around, Charlotte could stay at his house or stay with him the rest of the summer. I was like, hell no. Just because Dante isn't around doesn't mean that you get to keep the kid all summer long. You know what I mean? That's not fair. And I'm glad Lulu let him know, like, they're going to continue to go by the court order, where they share custody, of course, of Charlotte throughout the summer and every other day like they've been doing. And I think that is fair. Why should Charlotte have to stay with him for the whole summer? That ain't right. So I'm glad Lulu, put him in check. And now, of course, he's begging and pleading for Nina to keep his little secret for a while that Curtis is basically undercover at Aurora for, doing some work for him, getting some dirt on Jax or whatever. I'm not surprised that Nina, Nina at first, of course, she didn't want to go along with it, but she agreed to keep quiet about it for now, but she definitely didn't want to. But you already know, Nina's definitely not going to be happy with Hayden being at Aurora as CFO. Nina's definitely not going to be thrilled about it. Of course, Drew isn't going to be all that happy about it. Honestly, I would have to see Hayden. I mean, her and Drew might have some chemistry because I've seen some people online were saying that they want to see Drew and Hayden together. I wouldn't be opposed to that, but I still feel like her and Finn got unfinished business. Like, I still feel like relationship-wise, I don't think they're as done with each other as they're claiming. I don't think they are. He might have moved on with Anna, but I don't think his relationship with Anna is as solid as he wants people to think it is. Chase was working my nerves a little bit. Just a little. Like, why would he ask Hayden to tell him about his brother? Like, the relationship that Finn and Hayden had. It's none of Chase's business. That's up to Finn if he wants to tell Chase about what happened, all the details and stuff. Like, if you want details, why not go to Finn and ask Finn about the details of their relationship and what happened? Hayden don't got to tell you jack. He just need to mind his business a little. If your brother wanted you to know, he would have told you a minute ago, which he chose not to, so it's none of your concern. I do feel like Hayden needs to tell him about this baby, though. She need to really tell Finn what the hell happened to this child. She just acts like Finn is a danger to the kid or something. Like, what happened to the child? Because we all know she didn't miscarry like she claimed. Because she was very pregnant when she left town. Like, when she wrote that letter for Curtis to find, she had a baby bump. So what happened to the child? Where is the kid? Out of the country somewhere, being raised by a nanny or something. Where's the child? That's the $1 billion question. So moving on from that. Dev. Listen. Like I said, I like the character Dev and stuff, but it's something shifty about that boy. Definitely something shifty. But I'm happy that Sonny's insisting that he goes to school and stuff like that, because he needs to. I kind of felt bad for him because he felt like, if he went to school, all the kids would see how far behind he is in his studies and stuff. But Sonny could hire him a tutor for the summer, to get him caught up during the summer. You know what I mean? So that way in the fall, he could be, pretty ready for the new school, for the new school year. He could be a little bit caught up. You know what I mean? I think that's the best thing Sonny can do for him right now. Sonny's been helping this kid a lot, getting him back in school. He wants him back in school. He's even getting him a job at the Metro Court. I wish we lived like that, you know, where we all could get handed a job just like that on the silver platter. I would love it. But that little boy just don't learn. Sonny is handing him things on a silver platter right now, and he still wants the thief. Like, you're living in a mansion, you're getting fed, you got clothes on your back, and you're trying to... He was contemplating stealing from Laura's purse, because, you know, Laura left her purse at the Metro Court, because Mac was calling her and stuff like that, but her bag was still at the Metro Court. And he was definitely looking at her purse like he was going to steal. But, of course, Jason showed up and grabbed the purse. That little boy just don't learn. Not only are you still out here thinking about stealing, but you're trying to steal from the mayor. Have you lost your marbles? Like, that's a road that you don't want to travel down. But I'm glad Sonny was asking him questions and stuff like that, because Sonny do need to know his enemies. Like, you don't know this boy from a hill of beans. Better be asking some questions, because Jason brought up a lot of valid points the other day. You know nothing about this child. Like, you know absolutely nothing about this kid. You don't know who his parents are. You know absolutely jack squat. That's a dangerous thing. Sonny needs to keep his eyes open where that boy is concerned. I understand he wants to help him, but don't be blind by him. So anyway, Maxie is still on this little crusade to find Dante. And of course she found him. But he didn't want to see her. Even when she told him that she wanted to talk to him about Lulu, Dante apparently didn't care. So when she barged into his room, there was a gunshot. Now, I'm pretty sure Maxie wasn't the one shot, so I'm assuming Dante shot himself. Maybe that's the way that they're writing the character off for a while. I don't think they're going to kill him. I think they might just have Dante slip into a coma or something. That's the only way to write him out, because having him at some facility for years on end getting treatment, that's not going to fly for too much long. You know, it's barely flying now with people. So, coma is literally the only way right now. Have him slip into a coma. Maybe after a few more months to a year, Lulu could finally move on with her life. You know, still visit him from time to time. But it's the easiest way to kind of write him out without looking like a deadbeat. Because we all know the Dante character would never just up and abandon his family. Never that. So this is like the next best thing to, you know, shutting that whole, you know, deadbeat dad thing down. Because they definitely don't want to write him like that. And we finally get Maxie, hopefully, a new storyline, so that way she don't have to keep obsessing about Dante and Lulu now that this is over with. So anyway, moving on from that. Shiloh. Shiloh. He just never learns. He's another arrogant bastard. Him and that smug look on his face all the time. And he's stupid. I just find it so dumb. When he got the DNA results, he was stupid because why did you not immediately open the results to see what it said? You just assumed that it was going to say you were the dad. Anybody else would have immediately opened that envelope, but he did. And he continues to get his ass kicked because look at the way Lucas jammed him up on that wall. And everybody else was like, nope, I ain't see nothing. Talking about, oh, I want Lucas arrested for assault. You always want somebody arrested for assault. How about you learn how to fight back, punk? That's a shame. You all buff and muscular, but you can't swing. Please. That's just pathetic. Like, come on now. Look at his muscular build compared to Lucas. I mean, Lucas ain't no puny person, but come on now. You mean tell me you can't swing and fight back? Damn, you that much of a coward? See, that's what I was saying before. He's that typical narcissistic coward. A guy who could be all up in a woman's face and grab a woman and stuff like that. Manhandle a woman, but he won't do it to a man, though. Punk ass. That's pretty much what he is. So, of course, they finally arrest Shiloh. And even after he's arrested, he's still smug. Oh, the charges against me won't stick. They never do. Still smug. I'm like, boy, this is not Beecher's Corners. And that's his problem. He keeps thinking this is Beecher's Corners where he got the cops and the DAs and all the judges and politicians all on the payroll. But you haven't bought anybody in Port Charles. Obviously. Because you got a whole bunch of witnesses that saw you get assaulted and yet they told the police commissioner they didn't see jack shit. I would have said the same thing. I ain't see nada. He's just an arrogant piece of crap. And I feel like the writers are trying to do this whole not reading the DNA results because they're trying to drag this whole thing out some more. Because when Lucas had the results, Michael told him to destroy him. Why would you destroy him? Like, are y'all not the least bit curious to open it up? I mean, I know that they all think that they know what the results are going to say, that Shiloh's the dad. But I still would have opened up those results. Like, that was just stupid. So you're going to destroy some test results that you haven't even seen yet. That could have led you to something. You know what I mean? Like, my spidey senses, even if I didn't know what was going on, my spidey senses would have told me to open those papers. To open that envelope. That's what I'm telling you. It's just that voice in your head sometimes that just be directing you to do something. It's your instincts. And they all have decent instincts, especially Michael. So why would your instincts not tell you to open up that envelope? That's what I would have done. Open the shit up. You would have been surprised at what you saw. And we could have ended this nonsense. So anyway, moving on from that foolishness. Jordan is still chomping at the bit to go back to work. Jordan, my love, the PCPD does not need you right now. They don't need you at all. You might want to find a new career. I'm just saying. Mac has everything under control over there, so why don't you go and bake a pie or take a vacay or just rest and read a book, catch up on your reading, catch up on Stranger Things on Netflix. There's some good shows on Netflix, good movies, catch up on it. You know what I mean? Like, just chillax. Like, she think just because her kidney is doing better, that means, oh, I can go back to work. No, you still are on leave of absence. So, continue your leave, dear. That's all you have to do. Like, relax. When her and Curtis got engaged, they couldn't even find a date to get married because they were both so busy. Then when they got married, they got even more busier. They couldn't even take a honeymoon. So, you're finally less busy. Why don't you do something for yourself? I mean, Curtis still got to work, but you're not working right now, so why don't you just catch up on some stuff? Just relax. Like, the job don't need you right now. They don't need you, period. But I digress. Anyway, I mean, the PCPD is doing just fine without her. They don't need her back on the force. At all. Not at all. I still wonder, though, like, what Anna's response is going to be when, because Finn called her about Hayden and stuff to tell her about Hayden. But I wonder what her response is, though. Like, I can't wait to see her face when she comes back to see what's going on. Because I got a feeling her and Finn are not going to be together for the long haul. Not with Hayden around. Definitely not. And not with that baby swirling around somewhere in the world. I know that Valentine thinks that Jax has something. Maybe he's in communication with Cassandra, but we still need to know who's the Cassadine that has Cassandra. Because the person that took Cassandra had a Cassadine ring on their finger. Who's the Cassadine? That's what I would like to know. Is it Victor? Is it Nicholas? Who the hell's the Cassadine? That's what we really need to know. I'm just totally curious about that. But anyway, I don't blame Lulu because at this point Lulu's starting to feel resentful about Dante being away, and she don't know how much more she could take. See, that's why Lulu should have never made Dante that promise that, oh, I'll be waiting for you and I'll fight for this marriage. Never make a promise that you can't keep, and I already knew she wasn't going to be able to keep it because we're already seeing that she can't. Shouldn't have made that promise. I'm just saying. Never make that kind of promise. But anyway, that was pretty much the whole episode. Hit the comment section. Let me know what y'all thought about this episode. I will see you all later. Peace.